I will remove the INEC chairman immediately. INEC has no capacity to do that. INEC is a disappointment as an agency. The INEC chairman and the INEC executive, I'm totally disappointed in them. I do not trust any process that will come from them.
Welcome to today's updates. My name is Angelo and this is Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. Yes, on issues of what has been trending within the past 24 hours, I have lots of updates for you. And especially this first one will keep you so surprised and you'll be shocked. The second one is going to make you run away from your home and call the police. So let me go further and give you the updates. Former Minister of Aviation Osita Chidoka has described the Independent National Electoral Commission as a disappointment following the events that occurred at the 2023 general elections. Speaking in an interview with Channel Television, Chidoka said if he had his way, he would immediately remove and arrest the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, from office. He also spoke about the various mistakes and slip-ups registered by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu already within just few days in office. He blew hot during the studio session, and I wouldn't love to say all of what he said, but I would prefer you listen and watch him say himself. Of course, hearing from the horse's mouth is the best thing. Hear him talk.
In another few days, what do you make of INEC's decision to do that?
INEC has no capacity to do that. INEC is a disappointment as an agency. The INEC chairman and the INEC executive, I'm totally disappointed in them. I do not trust any process that will come from them.
If you had your way, what would you do with INEC?
I will remove the INEC chairman immediately.
What would you say, on what basis?
For just not delivering on the electoral process, for not just delivering, for creating this kind of system where the elections that has happened in this country, the whole international community that observed it said something was wrong with this election. This election did not meet the standards. 2015 remains a watershed. 2019 was less than 2015, and 2023 is almost worse than the 20
process
yes.
of the arrest and investigation.
Yes.
What do you think went wrong?
It's when the central bank is an independent organization, we have to be careful how we treat the people who occupy those positions, even when they act in an egregious manner, even when they do something wrong. The reason being that we don't want to intimidate occupants of that office. Using the secret police to go and arrest them, fly them in, share videos of handcuffs, getting the EFCC chairman to come to report to the DSS makes it difficult. I mean, I can't understand an FBI director under investigation. He will be investigated by the FBI. They have an ombudsman. They will have
an internal process.
An internal process. After which, if they find him guilty of any misbehavior, they forward it to the police for prosecution. I'm disappointed that we're still thinking in this gangster method. We saw Magu removed as chairman of AFCC, arrested in broad daylight with guns, with police, everybody. He's a police officer. He could have been invited to police headquarters and told, hey, sit here, we're taking your statement. Why that show? And then afterwards, the government went ahead and promoted him to AIG. So I don't even know where
and there was a Justice Salami committee report,
yes,
which was never made public. With those sensitivities,
I think they've been fair in trying to push the appointments around the country. I think it's been largely fair. But it's unimportant. Because it would have been totally unimportant if he faced what I consider the critical issues about Nigerians making their choices. For the kind of uproar that the election caused, the way he went after the CBN governor is the way I think he should have set up a panel to look into the INEC. Yes, because you see, he has won the election. They've declared him winner. The courts are going on. And we are watching carefully what's going to happen in the courts. Because you see, when there is national consensus behind a leader, this pales into insignificance. This is unimportant because here I can see every zone is appointed. But what does it mean to you and me on the street? It means that we're looking for security. We're looking to be able to travel from Abuja to Kaduna by road. We want to go from Lagos to Ekiti by road. That's what concerns us at this time. But the reaction I see is because of the trauma we suffered of the 8 years of Buhari's insensitive government. And more important now, with the challenge that has come with the election, with the deeply divided election, and the president must always remember that he ended up with 30-something% of the voters. So it's a minority majority. 60-something% of the voters said no. So in trying to win back the people's confidence in our electoral process, in trying to win back our people's trust, that what matters is who do Nigerians want to elect? And once we elect him, we will trust him. Because you see, the Nigerian constitution is such a beautiful one. You cannot be president of Nigeria without winning across Nigeria. You must get 25% in 24 states. You must. That's the first, after winning majority of votes, you must get 25%. So, meaning that every president already has a pan-Nigerian mandate. So what is happening here is that for us to trust that that president is our president, we've elected him, we must trust him to take decisions about bringing people who will carry out the job while respecting our national diversity.
So you would like him to probe...
Osita Chidoka there, blowing hot from the studios of Channels Television. Well, whoever is or was in the government would actually pick out the lapses already experienced by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu already in his few days in office. So I wouldn't blame Osita Chidoka because he's speaking from an experienced point of view. And as for what happened during the general elections, we all are witnesses to all of that. Even international witnesses we are recorded, and international observers alike. So we are waiting for the big call to be made by President Asiwaju for the quick arrest and the immediate removal from office of the INEC chairman, because that is the needful. If you can single-handedly remove all service chiefs from the office because of one or two misdemeanors, that means the INEC chairman should be arrested. Yes, that is just the main thing to do. Of course, Abdulrashid Bawa, the EFCC chairman, has been arrested. The CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, has been arrested. All service chiefs have been taken out, sacked out of office, let me say, and with immediate retirement on the cards. So why wouldn't Professor Mahmoud face the same music? Because what he did during the 2023 general elections is worse than what any of the service chiefs has done over time. That is that on that update. I hope you got it straight, and I will give you more. Secondly, I told you the second update is more intriguing, so pay attention. Former governor of Bauchi State, Issa Yuguda, has exposed the scam and illicit dealings involved in the viral fuel subsidy removal in the oil and gas sector. The former governor, who was the chairman of the Committee on Fuel Subsidy, said this while on an interview on Channels News, where he laid many secrets bare. He talked about lots of secrets and he couldn't keep his mouth shut because he was so pissed off, and he felt this was the right time to expose all the cabal that have been involved in fuel subsidy for over 10 years in the Nigerian oil and gas sector. More details in this video when I come back. So watch this.
And everything about the subsidy regime, and then the scam in the subsidy regime was discovered by my committee. And of course, since then, recommendations were made, which unfortunately were never implemented. And it's very sad. I'm sad to let Nigerians know that from what I saw, we came across situations where subsidy was claimed on pipelines that never existed. You just claim that I would have pumped X amount of, either finished products or crude, maybe from Kaduna, from Warri to Kaduna.
Who, by NNPC? Making this claim?
Of course, who else is doing it?
Oh dear.
Those that pump and those that are in the subsidy scam, they just fill papers, invoices, and they claim subsidy on it. In fact, there was an instance of a pipeline that was supposed to exist between Lagos and Warri. And tons of monies were collected on subsidy on a pipeline that never existed. This is Nigeria for you.
But I thought they were telling us that it is marketers and some other persons who are perpetrating the fraud. So NNPC is involved?
They are all involved in these things, all of them. Oh. All of them. And I must sadly also report that, you see, Nigeria subsidy, if it's that part of it that is actually goes for the subsidy, we go on subsidizing sub-Saharan Africa and Central Africa, because the bulk of these products are smuggled out of this country. Then who is subsidizing who?
Wait, that report that you spoke about NNPC, all of them being involved, was it submitted to the government?
Of course it was.
Government knows about this?
Of course, yes, they do. And attempts were made. But I'm telling you, it can be very frustrating in Nigeria to implement policies, especially where there are interest and a cabal that exists. It's just similar to what you have as this bunkering issue. Something not, it can be stopped, but you can't stop it. It can be stopped, but the political will to stop it is not there. There are so many interests that are involved there. And that's what is leading Nigeria to where we are today. That at a point in time during the Jonathan regime, I know we hardly were pumping up to 1 million barrels a day. And the prices kept crashing. Then how do you manage the economy that is dependent on oil? So the subsidy regime, like I said, should have gone way back in 2012, 2013. Should have gone. Any person that is shouting subsidies are going to affect that, this is a selfish person. A person who is connected to the scammers that are killing this country.
All right, I hope you really got that straight there. I know all Nigerians will be surprised and shocked with the content of that video. But that is the job of Nation Voice Tower, to bring to your notice all hidden secrets in the country, all news pertaining to the politics and the polity in the country, and then all updates pertaining to the democracy and the Nigerian political system, even abroad. So that is what we're here for. So don't be surprised about the content of that interview, because well, we need lots of people like Ita Yuguda in the country, so lots of secrets will be laid bare. So we'll stop having cabals and dark issues pertaining to and bordering to our political system. Finally, before we go further, I want to go international now. But before I go out, I would say, and I will urge our viewers, both incoming and already existing, to please like and tap the subscribe button. Don't forget to also tap the notification bell so you will get a notification anytime we drop new video or new updates. And don't forget to also watch till the end, and don't forget to finally share and drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you feel you want to applaud us, or if you feel you want to say something different from what we do here, you could drop a comment for us in the comment section. Thanks to all our viewers, both incoming and already existing. Finally, I'm going to Sierra Leone now. There is an election going on in Sierra Leone right now, and in the wake of that, Mr. Abdullahi Bangura, the chairman of the Political Parties Regulations Commission, PPRC, in Sierra Leone, has urged politicians in the country to conduct themselves peacefully by taking a clue from Nigeria's Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Gregory Obi. Mr. Bangura made this known at a press conference addressed by the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, the ECSL, the Office of the National Security, the ONS, and finally the PPRC in Freetown. Watch the brief cutaway from the video where he actually admonished all Sierra Leone politicians to please borrow a leaf from Peter Gregory Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate. Watch this.
I have always referred to Peter Obi. When he lost the election, we all know the promise he held when the elections were being conducted, and almost everybody who is anything in Nigeria drew their support. But when the results came out otherwise, he didn't call his supporters to the street to wreak havoc. He took the legal path, and then by that way he was able to save his country from chaos. So we will encourage all of our politicians to learn from that example. Leadership is about self-restraint, and leadership is about selflessness. So we expect that our politicians will demonstrate this. I mean, the process has been peaceful so far, so let us continue to be peaceful and to promote the interests of our country. Thank you all.
So it has come to the point where Peter Obi is now internationally recognized electorally. That means the man is his doggedness, his humility, and then his peace-loving nature, and let's say his patience, especially electorally, has been recognized. So if somebody from Sierra Leone can urge politicians in that country to borrow a leaf from Peter Obi, that means there is something special about this man that all of us are yet to really get straight. All of us are yet to understand, because with the ongoing presidential elections petitions in the Court of Appeal, lots of candidates will have already caused mayhem and pandemonium politically in the country. But this man has remained calm, pending on the verdict day that the tribunal would actually undertake. That is that on that particular update. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I would urge you to keep a date with us in my next video. See you next time. Bye.